mate. You're off, Ruben.
Hello, my name is Ruben Smith. I'm a York College student on Level 3 Music, Performance and Production, and I'm sharing today my final major project with you guys. So, as my proposal, I'm going to be writing a 4-song EP. I'm going to be documenting the experience of writing it, from showing the problems to the resolves, the thought process behind it, and really being able to show the progression that I've made whilst writing the EP. So for context, I'm a student at York College. I've been playing guitar for about 3 years, self-taught, and I took piano lessons when I was younger. I've produced music on my own, mainly using samples, but really getting used to using a DAW and being able to make my own music, and I've started to write lyrics as well. And with this project, I really want to be able to have physical music for when I eventually go off to university. And I've applied to 4 courses, but the main choice is going to be music production in BIM Manchester. My bachelor's honours for 3 years. I've picked Manchester mainly because the rap industry is a lot better, especially compared to places like here, where even on this college course there's not many people that listen to the same music as I do. As you can see by the albums that I've displayed, that not many people on this course really listen to that kind of music, and going to uni will be able to expand that, the people that listen to that kind of music. I'll be able to meet those kind of people, make music with those kind of people. So with initial research, it's mainly all the stuff that I've done before, the research that I've done initially, anything producing wise to songwriting wise. And for example, that I've shown here, it's one of concept albums that I came up with not too long ago as a kind of like a mood board for the FMP, as in like this is an idea that I could do as an EP. As you can see, I've got all my comments about it all, just going through different thought processes of what I want the songs to be about, and yeah. And this is more of the tracks that I showed. Just me talking, just really just getting pen to paper about what I want the EP to be about. So for primary research, it's mainly going to be me making the EP. It's going to be including me using different instruments, different plugins, different effects, really experimenting on my own, and just really elevating a new sound for myself, being able to show me trying new things. And also with my primary research, I'm going to be doing a lot of playing. As much as I took piano lessons when I was younger and mainly play guitar, one of the things I realised for this project that I should be doing is a lot more piano playing, especially if I'm going to be making an EP and producing a lot more, which I'll talk about in my planning. But I'm going to be recording, obviously, like I said in the proposal, all me using my computer. I'm going to be able to screen record it, and yeah, and with playing, I'll be able to record in practice studios. I'll be able to just record my piano playing. Obviously, this is one of my plugins that I got about 2 weeks ago, Analog Lab. It has, as you can see, 3,070 presets, all things I can talk about in the FMP as primary research, going through different presets, seeing what sounds I like, which sounds I dislike. Vital in the top right is a synth plugin. It's free. Another program I can research and dive into. Splice Instruments, another free one that I can use. Valhalla Supermassive, a reverb that's really good that I can research, and an augmented brass program. So for secondary research, it's mainly going to be going off the back of my primary research. If I use Analog Lab and I'm not happy with the sounds I use, I can go on YouTube, I can Google different ones. I can go on Reddit, I can find out different sounds that people like, sounds that people should avoid, and really get a different perspective on the work that I'm doing. I can watch YouTube videos on different mixing techniques, I can watch YouTube videos on anything really to do with composing, songwriting, lyrics wise, and I also put Netflix on there because I'm thinking about watching a load of documentaries to do with rappers in general, talking about them going from, you know, just writing lyrics in the room to actually making music and how they've, you know, made those transitions personally and musically. And I put ChatGPT there just in case if I ever did get stumped, because I know last year I got stumped on a lot of what I should do for research, and I've just put it there. It's just like if I get stumped and I've run out of ideas for what to do for research, I can always keep it there. So for my bibliography and potential sources, I've got different YouTube videos, just ways to improve as a producer and going through the program that I have, like I said with the movies, Nas and the Kanye trilogy. And for articles that I found, the evolution of Dr. Dre and an article about Tyler Creator, really being able to get into the minds of the people that are making the music, knowing how they think personally and not just musically. So with problem solving, it's mainly just this, it hasn't started, so I can't really tell you what I know the problems are going to be. I can only tell you what the problems I think they're going to be. I've got many on there talking about problems mentally, if there's any like problems to do with timekeeping, confidence, discipline, and if there's any problems musically, if I hit a roadblock in lyrics or producing, yeah. So with practical skills, personally, it's going to be more talk about how I am, how I act, what I do on the project, keeping my time, because this isn't going to be an easy project. It's going to be a 4-song EP, and it's going to be stressful. It's going to be overwhelming. I'm going to be able to show personal skills, being able to show discipline, being able to show perseverance of getting over these roadblocks. And the same kind of goes into musical, showing my playing, producing, mixing and composing, and being able to really document the progress. And it can also tie into personal, how I've progressed through the project. So with planning and production, due to me not really be doing playing, I've mainly done plans in terms of months of how long it's going to be, being able to keep in mind what the time's going to be. As I can say, February's going to be week 1, submitting the proposal. Week 2, I'm going to have my studio time in college, going through the microphones. And then 6 to 10, carrying on what I'm talking about, the primary research, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously by May I'll be submitting the FNP. I made a daily plan of how I think that most of the weeks are going to go, because I don't think that they're going to change much, but they probably will. Like I said, daily, I've got my flashcards for theory. I've put a verse because one of the things that I find myself doing a lot is, like, I'll just look back on a day and realise I've done nothing musically. Like, I haven't made any lyrics today, or I haven't gone on my computer and produced today. So, like, one of the things that I want to put is that, like, every day I have a sit down and I write some lyrics, even if they're rubbish, just getting stuff put to paper, maybe come up with one line that I can use later. Monday and Tuesday is one of my big days that I want to focus on, because on Mondays and Tuesdays I don't really do much. However, with the FNP, I'm going to want as much time as I want, and I can come into college and use pianos and be able to practice when I don't have a piano at my home, and being able to really use everything around me. Like in college, even though that a lot of the writing and the producing is going to be at my house, I can still write lyrics, I can still do producing with Cubase that is here. I can practice my piano, I can do secondary research, I can work on the website, and when I get home I can produce the EP if I want to. All this ties into college on Thursday and Friday, and obviously produce an EP as possible. I have put into factors like, for example, there's a series that me and my friends watch, and they are going to be coming around on those Thursdays, and I'm gonna have to think of how to get over that, how to manage my time. And on the Saturdays and Sundays, I can't come into college, but I'm on my own, so it's going to be mainly the days that I'm going to be producing the EP heavily, being able to do my primary research, being able to record Cubase, and edit the film that I'm going to have at the end with all my screen recordings. Evaluation, I'm going to do a weekly evaluation every week. I'm going to do one recorded of me talking and one written. I think the one wrote is going to be in college, talking about the same thing that I'm going to be talking about on video. However, I think the one on the video is going to be longer and going to be able to go into more depth, mainly because it's me talking to a camera, so you're going to be able to understand me more personally, how I'm feeling, and be able to really get an insight of how I'm going to be during the EP. Social media is one that I've wanted to dive into again. I used to make TikTok videos with my friends when I was younger, and especially if I'm going to be making an EP and wanting to release it and get it out there, then social media is going to be one of my big focuses. And I think the plan of action was really just do the same thing as I was before, making stupid TikToks, funny TikToks on TikTok and Instagram, just hopefully trying to get a viral video or start getting a fan base going, and then when it comes around the time to release the EP, then hopefully that it'll be a lot easier to promote it. I'll be able to make TikToks about it, I'll be able to just talk about it more without it looking like it's out of nowhere. And in terms of presentation, obviously I'll be doing a website, being able to display all this, which will have all my videos, all my notes, weekly evaluations, and all the songs from the EP. And I think the video that I'm going to be doing of all of the screen recordings I'm going to be editing on CapCut. Thank you.
Alright, thanks Ruben. Right, I feel like you've only just scratched the surface with this project, Rube. Like, let me just push my questions together. Just what you said about your plan. I've written down what you said. You said that your plan's not going to change, but it probably will.
Well,
so I'm just I'm you know, I kind of don't feel like I feel like you've sort of you've got a good idea for sure. It's a good idea for a project. We spoke about this beforehand and how you feel about it, which I like. I just don't think you've realised it properly. You've given us some examples of some plugins that you're going to use. You've given us some examples of some things you're going to watch, and that's a good starting point. But what are you doing in terms of instrumentally to make these songs? What genres and styles are they going to be in? What techniques do those genres and styles use? Are you going to copy them? You haven't really dug into the making of anything in that sense. So just, I mean, it might be in your head and you might just not have communicated. So explain it a wee bit. You're going to do 4 songs. Are they all in the Are they all rap?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What specific rap style?
I think it's going to be quite a alternate rap, mainly conscious, because it's going to be
all the same style.
I think there will be some slight differences in the songs, but I think they're all going to remain in the same category.
Okay, which is what?
I think what I'm going to go for is mainly kind of a jazzy type.
And do you have examples of that in your head that you already know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then that needs to be in there as a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make jazzy rap songs.
But you said I think I'm going to.
Yeah. So are you or are you not? You should know by this point what it needs to sound like.
And if it's jazzy, what about it is jazz?
The instruments are being used.
Well, what instruments are those? So you
Um,
only mentioned piano a little bit.
That's just going to be with me, my playing. Use anything from violins to saxophones.
Violins wouldn't be jazzy. That's so.
Yeah, be more. Yeah, I guess it kind of be. It might be like a hybrid of like soul and jazz, with a bit.
But you're
So
gonna
you're writing
play.
soul-
You're gonna play these
not rapping?
instruments.
Yeah,
Are you gonna play the violin and the saxophone?
No, I think
Well,
you're going to use those plugins,
I
aren't
can
you?
use the plugins.
Yeah.
on
So
the
are you
DAW.
gonna use any instrumentation?
It is. It's instruments.
No. Are you
Making-
gonna use any live instruments?
I don't. I think.
You're going to use the keys, but then are you going to
Yeah.
sample them?
I think with making the EP, especially when I'm going to be on my own, like using the plugins, I'm going to be able to write the music, be able to get like almost like a sketch down on paper of what I want, and then like I said with the social media, I can get out into touch with people, producers who might have studio time, that I can get the stuff recorded with.
I think that's too. I think that's you jumping ahead.
Yeah. You haven't told us how you're gonna write the songs yet. I don't want you to think about step X, Y, and Z when we haven't done A, B, and C yet. All I want you to explain to me or understand is how are you gonna write the songs, like physically. If you were to sit down in front of that laptop right now, what would you do to write your first song?
I would load up the DAW that I have and just
And then what?
And then what?
get the plugins and start messing around, just making random chords, seeing where
Okay.
it gets.
Right. Okay. Stop there. What research have you done on chord building?
I've in my last presentation that we did, I started making flashcards. I started making notes on just theory in general, memorizing.
But just how would you write a chord progression?
Randomly pick, or one that I've known from before that I like.
Okay, as a starting point, but then how would you develop that to get better at it? Say your only goal in this project was to become great at writing chord progressions. What would be the steps that you take to write chord progressions?
Try write your own. See where the problems are. Research where you're going.
Research how,
Wrong. Google different chord progressions.
or
Watch videos of people making chord progressions.
what does chord progressions fall under in terms of music?
Composing.
Theory and key,
Yeah.
right? So you said 4 things there: watch videos, listen to chord progressions, make up my own 5, and then I said key and theory. So that's 5 things just on chord progressions, and you haven't discussed any of that.
Mm.
Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah, I do.
Right. Okay. So that's just on chord progressions, right? That's you've got a chord progression, and that's just the basic blanket for the song. So what's next in the songwriting process? So you've got your chord progression. Imagine you've done all that research, and you've written 4 chord progressions. Let's say you've got your chord progressions for your songs. What's next?
Well, I always do stuff by ear.
Yeah, but just tell me what's next. What instrument? What texture? What layer? What's next? What's next in the songwriting process? You've got a chord progression. It's there on the screen. It's there on Logic. What, you using Logic at home?
I use Cubase.
So it's Cubase, right? So you got your chord progression playing in Cubase. What's the next step?
Melody.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. So what do we need to do to write melody?
Think of one.
How do you develop your skill in writing melody?
Just keep doing it.
No. How did we do it with the chord progressions?
Make your own.
Right, so start by making your own, right?
Yeah.
It's not good enough, or in your head it's not good enough. Or you stuck, I've tried to make a melody and I don't like it, right? That's step 1. What's the next step?
Secondary research.
Such